over here, look at the daily levels. I had these levels here, but I wanted to see how we treated this overnight, which I was anticipating if we got below it, then probably see or get a continuation follow through right to at least this low. And then again, ES has already taken its previous weekly low. If I go here, we can see, let me get rid of this. We don't need that. And then this is a wick, the weekly wick CE. So if we don't want to trade down to this low, then we'll retrace off of this and continue higher and leave this larger gap open, at least for this day. Maybe tomorrow we'll trade into here, but as of now, I'm really anticipating for price to hold this key level here on a daily on a weekly chart, which is that weekly wick, right? But on a lower time frame, if we start getting bodies below this, then yeah, okay, I'll be like, okay, we'll anticipate this low. But as of now, since we are holding it, and then if I go to ES, we already traded to the weekly low, which is August 10th. And then this is August 10th when we can reach it. You see, so for ES, if we do want to go deeper, at least the midpoint of this fair value or this larger inefficiency, we're looking to see if it want to retrace down there. If we bearish, right? If we bullish, then probably keep all this left open. Just sweep out the previous week low like we did now, and then try to continue higher. So that's kind of the idea for ES on a weekly chart, daily. We swept these lows, and NQ hasn't taken out any of those lows yet. So all in all, though, ES is looking good. Took out this, right? And Q still got some ways, but we did tap into that weekly wick CE right here, and we're trading inside of this order block. So we could be gaining some type of strength in here. Let's go to 15-minute now. Now, for me, all I'm waiting on is some inefficiency to then get ran. So if we're gonna be bullish from here, I don't mind seeing this low taken out to then go higher, and I'll probably target this that daily volume imbalance right here, which is an old new day opening gap. Let me label them out real quick. Let's make this a little smaller. Let's get rid of that one and put this. All right. That's where I'm anticipating a trade from, to see if we get weak to then probably target the low once more. But again, this is that weekly level right here off that wick. So we might end up wanting to continue higher for midnight open or these sort of relative equal highs, right? And that is a possibility, but for me, I don't need to see these lows taken out, which probably won't happen until like 9:30 or something. But let's see. Just make sure all these orders are working up. Just okay. They're working. Sure, nothing lagging. Yeah, I do like this high right here. So if we are bearish, we'll take out this high and then continue. But I'm thinking if we bullish, we'll probably just drop down, sweep out the low once more. Or maybe we do that during 9:30. So we'll come up here, drop down, and probably push up. That's if we bullish though. If we bearish, then we'll get below here and then try to work to this low. And that's that. It's the previous week's low. Put this in red. Let's do this one. All right. All right. Let's get our opening range levels. This is 7 a.m. right there. It's the high. 7:30 opened right there. Let's expand this. You know what I mean? We do have our 7:30 first presented for value gap right here. So we'll be using this. Though we did take out the opening range low. Cool. Could honestly come up and take out this opening range high, keep this high here intact to then continue down short. Because this does count as a 15-minute buy stop too. Since we took out the previous candle high, dropped down, took out the opening range low, and then we left the buy stop here, which is the opening range high. So if we don't want to expand a little higher to the buy stops, we don't have to. Oh man, why do I keep doing that? Let's get these standard deviation levels on real quick. Oh, it kind of lines up perfectly with up here. This daily volume imbalance. But we did have this overnight push to the downside. So, again, if these levels don't want to get met up here and we just want to take out the opening range high to continue to the downside, then that's okay. We can follow that. And for ES, it's the low to the high. Do that. Yeah, just create this. Now let's get the midnight open on as well. It's gonna be here. we do got this premium for value gap. Then yes, swept out the low here already. But if we want to go lower, we targeting them levels there off that weekly level. All right, but even if you're not focused on the weekly level, you just focus on like the 15, or at least the daily. You will notice the daily swept out the levels, and then once you go down to like the 15-minute, you see, yes, check out the open range. Anyways, you'll see that we got this buy stops here. We can run to that, and then probably fall short as well. But I don't even know if we had we have our first position. Yeah, we got our first position at fair value gap. Yes, right there. We use this. Boom, like that. All in all, this looks good. Might be continuation shorts soon. Let's see what NQ do. We'll give it a few seconds. notice how we left those relative equal highs right there in A and Q. So I'd like to see these highs right here come right back up, take out these highs, and then try to form the setup. Or we drop down, run into that level, this low over here, to then potentially rise up and grab that. But preferably, I'd rather it come up for these relative equal highs to then try to shape up something to the downside here. That's like the ideal setup right now. Um, as of now, I mean, I'm getting it set up, but just not at the right time and place. So, I mean, I guess it's in the right time, just not in the right place, right? Still in this same, just still within this opener range. Now, I prefer us to come up here, take out these relative equal highs, maybe even tap into uh, this 0.5 or even this -1 near the daily volume imbalance. To then possibly go short, right? Or again, we got the long opportunity, but we have to come down, sweep out of these lows here, and then try to get some momentum out of that if you want to do that. Right? Because if we start working below here, then yeah, I'm gonna just wait. I'm not gonna even focus on even taking a setup at the moment until either this low is taken or these relative equal odds. I mean, ES in a sense already took that, but I don't like how. I mean, if AQ have already taken out some buy stops prior to hand, then I'll kind of be okay with that. But I'm thinking ES can still push up again too, and can possibly aim for this buy stop. So let me put the fibs on here. Yeah. So -1 essentially lines up with this buy stops and this midnight open. So if we get bullish and want to aim for that's good. I like that. Here we go. So we cleanly took that buy stops right there now. Now we might have something in the books. I mean, we do have like 8:15 sort of kind of news. We got some 8:30 yellow folders, but those ain't much to worry about. At least that I know of. But yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for. Now we in a play. Hmm. I'll get rid of those. I'm gonna get rid of this one too, just because I don't need that in my way. So yeah, if we avoid them highs or that negative deviations levels, then that's cool. That's even better actually, because that means that high is protected. We already taken out these relative equal highs up in here, right here, along with them relative equal highs. So let's see if we're gonna react off this opening range high and try to push higher, or this is gonna be where we start pushing lower. I absolutely like how everything's shaping up here. We don't have to go for this entire low. Let's see where this high to this low. Yeah, so we can either get a trade down to either one of these levels. Make these a bit bigger. Deviation levels in a sense lines up with both of these levels down here. Now, in this sense, I definitely like the pullback and the follow through continuation. Kind of what I'm looking for. Yes. Took out the buy stops, so that's more. In a sense, yes, the same thing. Looking for the same thing for yes. Okay, follow through. We got some smooth lows down here. Yeah, so as soon as you get this 1, 2, 3, fair value gap. I think that we be in good hands. Oh, we got it forming. This thing look like it's about to just tank now. It don't look like it's trying to give no setup. It's trying to just go. Pull back and Q. Why not even get it set up? Not that they already did that. We'll see. Like you're gonna be like that, bro. I plotted this whole thing. Plotted the whole thing, then it just wanna come right down to the low. Mm. I mean, I'm still looking to go short, but I need to see like some type of valid pullback, or it's just gonna like just dump. If it want to do that, that's cool. We still got plenty of room to try to catch some continuation shorts. All I had required was this buy stops to get taken, even from like the 15-minute perspective. Let me look at the 5-minute. for a minute. Let me see what's going on. I mean, it looks good though. Pull back, but see. Mm, no, not that big. You wouldn't want to follow suit with that, but we could honestly have a fluke here and then trade all the way back up here to the buy stops again, or even to the daily volume lines. As of now, I'm not anticipating that. I want to see if we can come in here, put this point. Maybe we run into here and then try to run away. Maybe somehow get an entry in here. What would be the stop above here? 25. We're gonna do like 2 contracts. But this is like 22 to 30. That's almost a 1-to-1. 50 handles. On a deeper pullback, ES failed to take out the opening range low. I mean, I still think we'll run that for ES too. But ES has a. I might consider ES more, honestly. Now that ES took out the low, ES definitely gonna want to catch up with this. Hmm. The way we reacting at the opening range low and there's no bodies closing below it tells me like, okay, we might have like a deeper retracement inside of this opening range. And where we can have a retrace to, which I wouldn't mind, since we already took out the low, is equilibrium, which is inside of this bearish inefficiency right here. Just so if it's not in the way, I can move it. For now, I'll move these. And you can see we got this bearish inefficiency right here. I'm kind of anticipating that. Like if we want to go bearish at this point, I want to see like a more of a pullback to equilibrium, and then look for that follow continuation to go short. Which if we don't do, that's fine, because we did take out the opening range flow already. Yes, respecting the high of that. Mm. You can see now how it's trading around the first percent fair value gap inside the opening range. And this, the body's still closing on that. I wanted a deeper retracement. That way I can get a better risk to reward out of my trade. I'm not really trying to. I don't like taking them too low of the range unless we had a bigger target, a bigger objective, which we do in a sense. But I don't. I don't want to be moving a break even at $100 or like $50 trade because I'm looking for like at least $200 a day. And these moves only gonna provide $100, which is fine, I guess, but it's not gonna even out for what I'm looking for. I'm not trying to risk $100 if that's, or I'm not trying to make like $100 or 150 if that's what I'm essentially risking. I mean, we are closer to 8:30, so I'm gonna just wait on that since that's what we kind of waiting on right here. I'm gonna wait for that 8:30. Yeah, definitely want to see them pullbacks, bro. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, yeah, taking it out this open range multiple times and he is failing. I'm not even surprised that we want to push up. Like I said, I don't mind seeing this trade to this level to taking out these highs again or even up here. But I want to see how we trade up inside this bearish inefficiency first because we don't have to push all the way up here, right? So it's where I want to see at least a retracement. Now, if we get a closure back below here, now that's counting as a one, two, three, and then we can look for the short opportunity to, well, yeah, I'll be looking for that short opportunity. Yes, let's see. Take out that buy stop again. That's even better. I ain't gonna lie. Taking out buy stops. One, well, I'll say one, taking out this one, the open range high, then two, taking out this one, then three. So, and then we leaving some relative equal lows here, here, down in here, down in here for sure. This is the target. This is definitely the draw for ES. I'm definitely liking that at least. And then the main low, which is this. But this one looks just way better. You can see that it's just stacked to each other. Now we might not even reach that today. I'm not saying we have to, but yeah. What we can do is just follow the plan, follow the model. And yeah. That's the idea. Above the wick with a 7:30 open. Yeah, that's not bad. Like that. 8:30 is around the corner though, but I don't know if I don't think it's major news. It's just whatever for us. I think we safe to trade around this time. If it wants to though. Like if we're not gonna close below here, which that's what I want. I want to see a closure below. The way we close right here on the body of it, yeah, I want to see that. Now, hopefully we don't just like dump with one candle. No, don't leave me behind. I hate that it took out that low. That's like my only thing. Yeah, now that we took out the low, I'm gonna wait right here again. If we ain't take out the low, I would have just entered. But now I want to see us pull back. And we could get a closure below here, trade back into it, and then show continuation. And then, yeah, okay, I feel comfortable taking that short. But this one, when we just wicked, that's not good enough for me. Even though it's still playing out and could play out, but it's about what I take. You know what I mean? And we already close to it. That's what I'm saying. Like I prefer my interest to be a little bit higher. I don't want to be taking it like right here, like, oh, we get the closure, now I enter, but now if I were to get in this trade, I'm only 14 handles to try to risk like 42 or something. Like that shit's not ideal. You know what I mean? Like that's just not a good place to enter. Even here, like that's why I'd rather have seen a closure right there, because at least I would have been able to have like under a 25 handle stop to then target 25 handles, not waiting for the closure here and then uh we only got 25 handles, but my stop would be a little bit more. So the risk to reward just don't align up in here. I mean, yeah, it's not even moving for real. It's really NQ doing the heavy lifting right now. I mean, yes, definitely could still though. Don't get it twisted. It definitely could pull back and then continue show a continuation, which that'd be good. But so close to my target, there's no point in taking this trade or even this one. Again, look, just only 20 handles away. My stop would have been at 20 handles. So not a good risk to reward at all. Rather wait for that 8:30, see how we open up. Now, if we pull up higher to this first presented, let me see how this 3 minute close. 3 minute close, strong. We even formed it on a 3 minute. Push down, pull back, continuation, but we expanded. So personally, I mean, if we were to get a pullback, which to the opening range or the first presented fair value gap would be great. And then showing that continuation to the downside. Now I feel comfortable taking that instead of this right here. Unfortunate morning session. It's all good. Can still look for these buy setups too though, because of the weekly. That's the whole point of this model. You can always look for a continuation or a reversal. When we look for reversal points at the main point, which is this. I don't want to look for no reversal point out here because we have that low. And it's still weekly. It's a weekly level here. So it could look for a temporary run back up higher to then for 930 to then want to continue. Unless we're gonna be extremely bearish, then again we'll try to reach for this down here, especially during the pre-market. You can see that I pointed this whole entire move out. I just hate that it did all of this first, but maybe should have went short off of this. That's what I'm saying. Waiting for that. Didn't get the closure I wanted. Maybe I was being picky, but uh, at the end of the day, I'm looking for what I'm looking for. That works. So I didn't get it. It is what it is. That I did. Yeah, I know. I just wanted to see. I want to see this. I wish the damn body didn't fake me out like that. Because if we had just closed like an inch below the hour, I would have got in before we take out this low. Because then once we took out this low, I would have been able to reduce my stop loss. That's like my whole game plan. After every low is taken, every high, reducing my stop. Like in this case, since we took out this, I would have reduced my stop loss to like this high. If I had got in here Or no, no, where was it? Yeah, if I had got in here on this closure with a stop loss up here, I mean, that's a terrible risk to reward, first of all. It'd have been like, oh, it'd been like this. It'd been like that, and then the low is already right here, or even here. It's not even a 1-to-1 if I got in. So that's why for me that it's not a valid trade to take. Like this, like or even like up here, like again, if we had closed below like a little bit, now this provided 1-to-3 on the other hand, or even better yet, a 1-to-2 at this level. That's why in this case I waited. You know, it's not that I'm like scared to get in or whatever the case is. It's just you looking at the risk to reward numbers, and it's like, okay, the way the model works is if you create a new higher low and a new higher high, then that's where you want to trade or stop. In this case, you'd be like 1, 2, 3. Let's say we got in, and my stop is here or above here, which in this case would have still gave me a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2 to go after, which this doesn't provide. Well, once we took out this low, I'm thinking, okay, not that we can't go down, but it's likely that we can actually pull back higher and then go. I've seen that many times back to since, or so that's why this setup here not even a 1-to-2. That's why I'm like, okay, once we close here, or even took out the low at that, this don't even provide a 1-to-2. You know what I mean? So if a setup don't even provide a 1-to-2 for me, I'm not really taking it. It's just no point for me. Uh, it has to provide a 1-to-2. Now, if we had got in like up in here on this city where I was anticipating for price to run off of, if we was gonna be bearish, right? That wouldn't have been a bad short, especially we generated equal lows. But that's why I was like, I want to see a closure back below here to confirm that, because we could have pushed up here to this high or that daily volume balance, which we didn't have to because we took out the opening range high, which had relative equal highs. Then we took out this buy stops here, and then displaced. So that's already the key signals right there. Now we starting to lose a little bit of momentum, and it's not like it's really doing much anymore. But once we get down to this level, could possibly look for a long sell play, at least up to this daily volume balance before maybe later on it want to continue down short, because that is the overall plan. But again, we had an overnight push, so we might not even get this retracement back up. But again, we do have these minor relative equal highs lining perfectly up with this, some ciggies in here. You can see the draw was this low, and now we're running towards that. There's no entry. There's no entry. All good though. All good in the hood. Take yes, bro. Got any yes? Yeah, you were solid. 1, 2, 3. I wasn't even looking. Drop down. Okay, you pull back here. Like there's no fair value. I'm tripping. Oh well. Yeah. It's a weird day. Weird, interesting day, but it's working. I mean, this is 3:45 compared to. Let me go to the 15-minute here quick. So I guess the low ES need to come and reach for it. Taking out the opening range high, and now we falling short. But this could honestly be a fluke too. It could come back up again. Fake all this out, fake a downplay movement for ES to then come back up and drop. Especially now that EMQ came down and swept out the low. Alright, yeah. So we did that. Let me get rid of this. Get rid of this -1. Let's just focus on that low. Get rid of this. Alright. Then we got our midnight opening price above. So this is where we could look for longs temporarily. Could look for a long play. Up to here. We got some smooth. Get rid of this one. If we get it, of course. Alright. But we have to really turn bullish. I don't want to see no fluky stuff. Like what we could do is come back up to the volume, say around 9:30, displace again and continue the shorts. But we had a key level on the weekly chart as well right now. If I go to the weekly, mind you, ES already took out the previous week low like we discussed this morning. We at the midpoint of this. So we have SMTs at the lows. But even if you're not paying attention to that, ES swept out the low, so you can just easily look for a long play setup. Because overall, the daily chart is bullish. So therefore, ain't nothing wrong with like looking for a buy setup, especially to this high here. And mind you, midnight opening price is above. We got these other deviation levels up here. So we just really gotta get bullish. I want to see if some type of shift change. 15-minute all bearish candles. Let's see how the next 15-minute candle close. So we got about 5 minutes to see how that play out. So I'm gonna wait for this 5-minute candle to see how it closes, which would be at 8:40, 8:45. So I'm gonna leave this here like this, and then give me some water or something. All right, so I'll be back. All right. Okay, yes. NQ. Oh, NQ for the long play? Could it be? I mean, yes. Let's see. Let's go to 15 back. What we got for this? One range, low. Yeah. We do have this kind of order block here, right? And mind you, we did take out a weekly level low, which is this blue line. So, right here. And I'll mark this as this. Weekly low to the right, to the bottom. That. Let's put previous week. Right. So, and what I mean by this is, honestly, we could be bullish here. Now that, again, ES or NQ took out the low, and then we did push up higher, drop down, continuation. And now we in the other phase again, push up, pull down, and we could be continuing higher. And when you notice off of the 15-minute, when you pay attention to the left side, we have this bearish inefficiency that got disrespected. And if we pay attention to it here, right, you don't want to have all this shit on your chart. Like, you could if it's gonna help, right? Could do something like that. And then you can look at the 5-minute. And we did take out this low here on the 5-minute, but and then we took out this 50-minute low. So 7:30 opened up over here, and then after that pushed up, created a 15-minute low, and then this got ran and dropped straight down into this 15-minute inefficiency, right? So this could be used as a balance to then push way back up here, and the macro kicking in too. So that is an idea. And if you don't want that on your on your chart, which you in a sense you don't need, you can delete that and just keep the first presented fair value gap in the 7:30 open. You just focus on them two levels and then look to go long. I do like this for NQ. Let's see how we are on the 5-minute. Three-minute. Yeah, I'm actually liking this. So we got the opening range levels in here, but I won't be really needing it. So I'll just be using, I'll get rid of that and then just focus on the long play. I mean, ES is forming a fair value gap to the upside. That is kind of nice. It gave a nice little 1, 2, 3. Move higher, push, move up. Well, I don't think we actually pull back right here because we got these stacked lows right here. Right there. Which is ideally really good, right? Especially when we trade at the equilibrium of that inversion, which is here. The body respecting it multiple times, or yet the body stand above it. And if we stand above uh, an imbalance and body staying above it, and that's actually really good. So we had this push up, pull back here, and then continue. DXY going down, cool. Now I want to see if NQ want to pull back and then show some type of continuation. Hopefully they don't just try to take off on me. Especially around this weekly level that we reached. And then ES already took out the weekly low. So this could be setting up real nice. Especially to them equal highs up here. Yeah, you see that? And then we got the negative 0.5 resting right above, and that's from that standard that opening range level. So I'll be looking for this to then come up here, at least to this spot stops. So if I get an entry, either this one or this one, depending on how we trade from it. But ES already ran inside that first presented fair value yet. It ain't really trying to pull back, is it? It's about to do the same thing both ways. It's just gonna take off. No setup. Alright, if no setup, it's fine. Just won't trade. Just gonna keep waiting. Patience is key. So let's see what we got. What we got? 5 minute. I don't really like how that closure happened though. What the heck is that? What the hell? What the? Okay. Now if we close like that, that's cool. Now I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right. Just wait till the 9 a.m. candle. This might just try to fake out once more, take out the low before we try to make the real move. Cause is doing that because ES reached this first presented fair value gap already. You see that. But even if you ain't know, if you won't even focus on it, for ES, I do like that pullback. Me, I'd be more interested if we end up getting a closure above that these levels. But well, like that pull, like I mean, we do got a pullback now. Push up with a fair value gap, stop just below. Target midnight open. DXY still going down. $25 handles. Yeah. I prefer a deeper pullback and then a move higher. But this, like the setup kind of has to happen before like 9:10, 9:15. ish, because anything close to 9:30 opening bells for me is no go. I'm gonna repeat that a million times every time I stream. I don't want to take anything outside of the 9, 10, 9, 15 window. That's called danger zone. The setup needs to happen soon before that. Then if we consolidate, let's say I get an entry and we consolidate up until like 9:25 or something without moving or giving me a chance to move to break even, then uh I'll just probably have to more than likely manually close because don't want to have to deal with that. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it'll range up until your 9:30, 9:30 opening bell, and then you like, damn, I don't know. It might just range until 9:30 now, or it could be waiting for the 9 a.m. open, the hourly open, which the hourly open can then just sweep one more time, right? Manipulate once more, and then try to trade a buy, which depending on how it trades once that happen, if that happen, if we get weird around here, moving stops to like break it, gonna definitely manage accordingly once we get there, or if we get there. But I like how all the key levels is above now, so it makes it a lot easier to trade this. Like really, I want this weekly level not to get ran to no more. That's why I'm still looking for price to run higher. Yeah, it's about to form a fair value gap soon, so at least it seems like. If we just take ES, it should form the fair value gap, but it might not. It's kind of struggling. Oh, because the XY I want to push up. Can I move my screen? Hmm. Oh my goodness. What's that? All right, now I'm looking for a clean cut closure above, and then I'll go ahead and take a play at this. I really don't want to see price coming back below there. I can do like 2 contracts, but I hate that we kind of did what we did yesterday. Swept the high. Want to see that clean cut closure above, and then yeah, it's pretty good. We even got a pullback here on a 3 minute tapping into this inefficiency. Let's see, put this on real quick. I've got up on the dimes. There. But are we gonna sweep it? Yeah, I thought we just sweeping this. Body stand below that. Man, did take out this minor higher. That's why it's want to get sensitive. ES is above, and then NQ is below this opening range. But you have to treat them different, obviously. Mm. Oh, I'm gonna upgrade to that. Uh, 5 minute. It's looking weak. Looking weak. Looking weak. Shit looking bogus, bruh. Looking bogus. This nigga wanna form the sit up. It might form this shit at like 9:30. This needs to like run back above and create an order block. That's what I would prefer to see off of this. But regardless, this is a larger one, two to pull back, and then three move higher would be ideal, especially with this bearish potential order block. Unless we want to come back down for the low, we did have an overnight push, so I do it. You know, this could be a little bit tricky in terms of like what price action want to do. But my idea is still set on these levels. I'm not really looking to go short no more as of right now. Not that we can't, but if I was gonna be looking to short, I'd rather have seen or got in up in here with my stop trailed or something. Obviously, I would have been trailed out right by now. Once we took out this low again, because right here when we took out the first time, whatever, we just had my stop trailed here. Would have missed it by a little bit. Came down with a trail on stop again. Probably would have got trailed out within this move or higher. And you never really know where how far it's gonna pull back. So um, you can get a good idea based off of highs like this, minor highs, and efficiencies that we might want to trade into. So that's why I'm still leaning focus on this up in here because we have an inefficiency going up and an inefficiency going down, mixed in with the 730 first presented fair value gap. thinking about obviously taking notes of it, but switching it back up to then like in situations like this where we push down, then create equal lows, push back into the inefficiency where I anticipated, right? And then we had this order block, the last up close candle before this drop. So everything aligns with taking this trade right in here. Or stop anywhere above like the volume balances, or you can do it above the high. So as I'm watching these consistently happen, I'm taking note of them so I can then uh, adjust my setups. That way I can start not missing as many trades because this is a different market compared to what I've been testing. Obviously, like all my testing has been backed up from the previous years and not this year where all the craziness is happening. I think that's important when it comes to trading, is when knowing when to adjust your model, whether it's like a little bit, still the same thing, right? But except just cutting out the 1, 2, 3 kind of scenario. Considering been missing like recently been missing a lot of these moves where they can easily play out as long as you take them inside of a discount or premium, which in this case it was. It got the high to the low, and then it got that right there, and that would have been ideally perfect entry. But again, that's not my model as of now. But as I'm slowly learning them and keeping notes of it, especially during the pre-market time, this is perfect. So I'll be doing a lot of studying today and tomorrow. Tomorrow likely to adjust because we can't miss these setups. These are easy. there's no point in staying to the end of this time. Um, mm, yeah, I mean, we're coming back to this weekly level. I mean, obviously, this can get back above, then try to work something out, but we close back below that inefficiency, that bullish inefficiency. So, I think I'm gonna call it here. I'll taper it the rest of the day, to see what we get here. But yeah, uh, not really liking nothing right now. We're just going to adjust to what we got going on. Do a little bit more testing this morning. Cut it out a little bit early. Study a little bit more. Or not really study, but adjust my plan. That way we can catch more setups like these, because this type of scenario been happening a lot. Where if I go down to the 1 minute, you can see again, like we discussed, this leaving relative equal lows. This was an A plus setup. Even if it's hindsight, I just been seeing it over and over and over again. Especially it happening inside of around a Q level, and then boom to here. We've been basically straight to take profit. So essentially around, like, let's say we got in this city to here, this would have been a 65 handle trade, and the risk would have been around here above this falling balance. Better yet, above this bullish inefficiency that we displaced through. When we come back into it, tap it by a little bit. So as long as the stop is above this, which these highs were taken, so this high here should be protected. Anything above here, we shouldn't spend too much time trying to work above it if we bearish, which I've already pointed out. And that right there would have been boom, ideal setup right there. So, and now we just range up until 9:30. So we already made the move for the pre-market. And now this. So even like taking, like, in a sense, turtle soup entries in the future, taking some ICT style kind of trades. Like, imagine getting in here. Yeah, it's hindsight, but again, I've been seeing this a lot happening. So this would have been literally like a low risk trade for a high reward here for over 90 handles. Yeah. Just to put it on so you can see what it'll look like, exactly like this above there. Because honestly, it's showing that we didn't want to reach that level. And then we took out these buy stops, which is good enough, right? It's definitely good enough, especially after creating these equal highs at that open range level. So that's why this would have been ideal right here. This would have been a 1 to 4 trade opportunity. And even if you waited a little bit to see more, another candle closure, that right there is decent. Or once we get a closure below the midpoint of the inefficiency that took out the relative highs, boom, closure, entry will stop just above. So yeah, we're gonna be looking to adjust though. Definitely looking to adjust for the pre-market session, so we can catch more of these really good runs right here. and possibly even continuation trades. Like imagine like I'm up in here, take a partial, my stop still up in here, and then I'm able to catch this long move down here from the pre-market. So I'm gonna end it here though. It's around that time. No setup, nothing going on. But I like how we trading at this weekly wick CE. And we'll see how the overall day close on this. So we still got some time to trade throughout the week. So I'm gonna call it here. And